So we have a guest speaker today, and I'm so delighted to have him join us today. Reverend Dr. Brock Ford and I serve the affiliated New Thought Network together. And Anton is an amazing organization. You hear me talk about it sometimes, and I get the idea that a lot of people think that Anton is for ministers and that you guys get to hear about it just from me, but that's not actually true. I'm going to share the screen. This is the Anton homepage. And it's all sorts of events and activities and things that are available and open to and inviting everybody who's involved and interested in New Thought. As you see, the top is connecting the New Thought community through consciousness and love. And I say this by means of inviting you. There's a workshop going on in a couple of weekends on Saturday the 11th on life visioning. So if you've ever done life visioning, this is a chance to do it in a nationwide group. And if you've never tried the life envisioning process, it's an opportunity to get involved in that. There's a call to prayer once a month where people get together for a half an hour and just do prayer together. There's a Thought Leader Thursday event where we have a really notable leader in the New Thought movement who spends an hour being interviewed by our friend PJ Stanley. And of course, the retreat that we do at Unity Village in October. A lot of opportunities to take what you're already doing in your spiritual practice and kick it up a notch. And I say this by means of introducing Brock Ford because if you become a member in the affiliated New Thought Network, then you will be able to communicate directly with Brock Ford, who is in charge of the membership committee. Brock Ford loves talking to people. And if you raise your hand just a little bit, he will love talking to you and you will love hearing from him because he has such wonderful, deep, heartfelt things to say. Today, Brock is talking to us about the idea of letting worry lead to prayer. And I like to always emphasize that we don't want to be focused on the worry part of that. We want to be focused on the prayer part of that because it winds up being more important. One of the things that I added on is that worry is a prayer for what we don't want. And I'm going to let Brock Ford fill in the rest. My friend Brock, welcome.
Thank you very much, Bill. And thank you, Carolyn, for that uplifting, beautiful prayer. That really touched me. And Anna, I was mesmerized by your music. It really put me into a trance. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. Thank you for allowing me to be here. So I love prayer, y'all, and I believe in its power. And at the same time, I have worried and been stressed at so many different times in my life. And I'm sure that y'all have probably been stressed too at times in your life. And my goodness, y'all, I have to tell you that last night I was worried because I thought I might not hear my alarm and wake up in time to be here with you today. So I was just like, okay, God, please wake me up on time. And I did wake up on time, and I'm very happy to be here with you. But at the same time, I remembered last night to say a prayer, and then I fell asleep, and here I am, and I heard the alarm. So praise God. So today I'm talking about and asking you actually to let worry lead us to prayer. My mentor, Martha Creek, stated this about worry, and I'd never heard this before, and I love it, so I use it a lot. But she said, worry can take a bad rap. It can be helpful when we use worry to create solutions from a what can I do attitude and what would be sensible action. And she says that without worry, sensibility and action is problematic. Prayer with action and sensibility becomes a superpower, y'all. So now you may be thinking that sounds a little crazy because we often believe that worry makes us feel terrible, right? We can't sleep, we can't concentrate, our stomach gets all twisted in knots and gives us headaches and so on and on. So how can worry actually help us? So with a simple shift of focus, y'all, worry can become a launching pad. Worry can propel us out of that fear and anxiety that we're experiencing into a different mindset. And it's my hope that after today, worry will launch each of you into prayer so that you can live with both an attitude of what can I do and have an appreciation for what is actually true. So how do we transform worry into a powerful force that enriches us? Well, I'd like to start with worry. We all know how it feels when we worry. For some, it's the stomach knots or the headaches. For others, maybe it's sleeplessness or can't concentrate or anxiety, fear, or helplessness. I have felt that in my life. So what is worry, y'all? What is worry to you? And I don't mean what are we worried about? I mean, what is worry? And I believe at its core, worry is a lack of control that creates anxiety. Lack of control of the future or outcome or people's feelings or actions that can lead to feelings of helplessness or where we find it impossible to actually do anything. And then we end up curling up in bed and not doing anything and hiding from the world. When we're constantly dwelling on our difficulties, we can't think of the answer. When our mind is consumed by fear, we can't know the peace of God that Bill was talking about. And the more we worry about those things, y'all, we can't control. The more we worry about the things we can't control, I'm going to say it again, the less we trust spirit. We drift further away from our own innate God spirit. So how much control do we really have in this world? Does anybody know? If you do, raise your hand. But how much control do we have in this world when we really think about it? Not much, right? And the reason it's useless is because the universe is unfolding exactly like it's supposed to. Nothing can make us feel bad and eat up our precious time on this earth unless we allow it to. And the world is just going to keep going with or without us. And there's nothing we can do about it except to accept the reality of what's happening right now and continue to pray with thanksgiving in everything. In the Bible, in Philippians chapter 4, it states, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and belief with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds." And I really like that. That's why I put it in here to share it with you. But I also like the New Living Translation of the Bible, which states it more simply. It just says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Does that make sense? Shake your heads. Yes, that makes sense. So I'd like to take back that definition that I said earlier, where I said that worry is lack of control. Instead, let's flip that and let's see worry as a signal, as Martha Creek says. See worry as something like the warning light in our car. When that light comes on and starts flashing in our car, we know we've got to stop and pull over or do something about that, right? So likewise, when worry comes to us, see that first pang of anxiety for exactly what it is. Y'all, it's the universe whispering to you. The universe is whispering to you when you feel that. So let that knot in your stomach be a message. That message is something needs my attention, right? Something needs my mindfulness. Now, with the car's warning light, it's simple. We just turn to a mechanic for help. And when the warning light of our life starts blinking, who better to help us than God, right? Shake your head, yes. Yes. When God of the universe whispers softly in our ear that something needs attention, y'all, it's an invitation to have a dialogue. And that means it's time for what? It's time for prayer. Prayer is the act of communicating with spirit, and it's the most important spiritual activity that I believe that we can participate in. And I believe that prayer is the language of spirit. It's God's message center, so to speak, a help center for us, as I like to call it. And prayer is the action of being in communion, heart to heart, soul to soul, with our spirit within. And I think you can already tell I'm passionate about what prayer can do in our lives because I've seen and experienced what it's done in my life. And that's why I love prayer so much. It's remarkable And y'all, I get outside and I just want to shout it out to the mountaintop about prayer and what prayer can do for us. And I'm sure you all know that New Thought teaches us affirmative prayer. That's what most of us all pray when we pray, is affirmative prayer. We feel and believe and know our prayer is done and completed, and we have received what we're praying for already. It is done. Affirmative prayer profoundly changes situations. It uplifts, it moves us into a direction of confidence and understanding. And y'all, the universe hears us and puts the laws of mind to work, empowering us to receive. Also, affirmative prayer is not the only way to pray. Of course, I know that. And it's not the way everyone feels comfortable praying. Often in prayer, all we need to do is surrender. Just give up, lift your hands and just surrender. Learn to accept that we don't control the world around us. So when that worry, that warning light, so to speak, goes on, I often find that in prayer, I first affirm peace in my soul and in my mind and in my shakiness that's getting me all worried. And I remind myself that the universe is unfolding for me and for my highest good right now. And in reminding ourselves that we are not in control, we can calm the worry, those worry noises in our head and the aches in our gut. We can create soothing peace for ourselves. So to me, prayer solves problems. Prayer brings answers. And I'm going to tell you how and why. And y'all, it's really simple. And you probably already know this, because we are all God's creation, right? Every last one of us. We're a unique part of this universe. The very fact that we exist here means that we belong here, right? We have a right to be here, and we are entitled to all the joy and blessings that Spirit has to bestow on us. We are God expressing on this earth. We are the very essence of Spirit doing its work through us. So y'all, Spirit wants us happy because we're part of it. We are it expressing. Our happiness is Spirit's happiness, and God's blessings are our blessings. And I remembered a quote, so I put it in here, from Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity. And he wrote that prayer is not about begging God for what you want or need, but claiming all that rightfully belongs to you and transforming your life through prayer. Did y'all hear that? Transforming your life through prayer. So when we find ourselves in worry, surrendering in prayer is more than simply saying, oh, well, God's got it in his hands. It's more than accepting rather that Spirit is in control, means wisdom to Spirit's guidance and to Spirit's divinity. And God, universe, Spirit, wants us to have all the answers that we need. Y'all, it's working in our favor every second on our behalf. And something amazing happens when we use all the energy that we put into prayer that we once used for worry. Just take all that stuff that goes in our head, like I did last night about waking up today, and I put it out because I prayed and I believed that that alarm was going to be loud enough that I woke up and that I was going to get to be here and see y'all smiling faces today. So pray in gratitude of a loving and embracing universe, and you'll receive sensibility and direction. In prayer, you will discover mindfulness and rationality. You'll be grounded, and you will get answers, y'all. They will come if you listen. Because it's our birthright, it's precisely what the universe wants for us. The universe wants us in connection, in love, and in enjoyment with it. When we are in the depths of communication and communion with God, Spirit, y'all, our prayers are answered. God is there. The universe expands. Prayers are answered. New doors open. Paths are revealed. and people show up to assist us. And I have to say, Bill mentioned Anton a little while ago, and Anton and the people at Anton are what I believe God sent to me in my life to help me go forward, to help me understand more, to have a group of people like-minded that embrace me and love me and help me learn and grow, just like Reverend Bill. I find him to be one of the most amazing people that I know, and he's one of the smartest people I know. And even though I'm goofy sometimes and I'm not as smart as him, I know he loves me and he embraces me and he helps me anyway. But I'm going to say this again, but when we are in the depths of communion with God's Spirit, y'all, prayers are answered. God is right there. God is never not there. Universe always expands. All these doors open for us. Our path is revealed, and people, just like everyone here, shows up to assist us. So as I see that the time is going down, I want to share with you that the next time you're tempted to worry, hear the universe whispering to you like a whisper in your ear. And y'all, that's God. That's spirit. That's your intuition. And it's redirecting all that energy that you're having the fussiness about, or whatever it is that's going on that's upsetting you, or taking you out of your path of grace. The result for you and for the people around you that you affect by the way you behave and talk and act and love, that result will be God's supernatural and superpower of peace and freedom. The next time you're tempted to worry, go to God, go to prayer. And in that moment, you'll find that peace. You'll find what you were looking for or hoping for. And all that worry and stress of that alarm clock going off just goes right out the window. And peace just flows over you. It's palpable. You can feel it. And the result, again, will be God's supernatural and superpower of peace and freedom for you to move forward. And with that said, Bill, I think I'm right on time. Blessings to you, y'all. Thank you for letting me speak and share those few words with you. I really love you and I appreciate y'all and your community.